You see this? This is the GMB map pack. Most people want to know how to rank over here, because if you have a website and your ranking here is good, but this is where most calls come from, okay? Especially on the phone. Let me show this to you if you may not know. I'm going to go right now on my phone, okay? And I'm going to search for just tree removal near me, okay? Right? Do you see this? Okay, first, what does it say? Sponsored. Okay, those are the ads. And then what do I see? These are all sponsored. And this is, you see this? This is the GMB map pack. The beautiful thing is it's a click to call. I click it, yeah, the number to call come up. You see that? That's one of the reasons this, if you're ranking in the map pack, if you have a client or you're ranking on a website or whatever, that's ranking in the map pack. Am I even recording this? Yes, we are recording. Awesome. If I'm ranking in the map pack, you get a lot of calls. Okay. So people always ask, okay, great. I know to rank the website, the on page, the keyword research, great. How do I rank in the map pack? I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to give it to you. All right. Yeah. First of all, write this down. 80, well, maybe 70% of the work to rank in the map packs is actually on the website. The on-page and the off-page optimization of the website determines this. So let me give you a simple example. When I do tree service Toledo, okay, Ohio, which is a 250,000 population city, 3 guys come up: Big Swing, Arbor Tech, Climbing Spur. You see that? I'm searching for tree service Toledo, decent search volume. Remember these 3: Climbing Spur, Arbor Tech, Big Swing. Most people, they just think, oh, I put tree service, and so when I search tree service, it'll come up. They can rank for one keyword in the map pack. I'm going to show you to rank for multiple keywords, right? Then I go and say tree removal. Okay, you can put Toledo, Ohio, whatever it is. Climbing Spur comes up, Big Swing comes up, the Arbor Tech is gone. You see that? There's a different guy now. When I do tree trimming, Big Swing, Climbing Spur, Steve's comes up. Let me take the Ohio, then see what happens. Big Swing, Arbor Tech comes up, the different one comes up. If I go a totally different one, let's say stump removal or stump grinding, then you see 2 different guys come up, right? This guy doesn't come. If I do stump, let's say stump removal, right? Different guys come up. Do you see what I'm saying? What I'm saying is the optimization of the website. So like as an example, this guy, what is that? Was it Big Swing? Big Swing came up for a lot of the keywords in the map pack, right? He's got a separate page for tree removal, tree pruning, stump grinding, all of that. Okay, let's search for land. What was that service he has? Land clearing. Let's see if he comes up for that. Land clearing, Toledo. Okay, he doesn't come up for that, but he's not optimized for that properly, right? What I want to say is, number one thing, how does Google in the map pack know that this company offers stump removal, trimming, other services? You know, it puts that here. It takes it from the website optimization. Remember, I told you earlier, what you put on the website determines, you know, what to rank for. That works on this map pack also. So what you have to be as good in ranking your website. That's 60, maybe 70% of the work in ranking for the map pack. Once you do that, there are a few other things you can do, and I'm going to go into that. Okay. Let me take my beautiful little spreadsheet here I prepared just for you guys. Okay. Taking your website and the GMB, I should actually say website / GBP, from nowhere to the 3-pack. Okay, 80% for 80% of the clients. When I say 80%, because most are low to medium hanging, right? There's only a few things you need to do. Okay, I want to give this analogy. I hope it makes sense, right? Remember, we are picking a fight with a toddler, not Mike Tyson. Remember that? So I am just looking to take a very unfit local business and ranking it in the low-hanging niche, right? He just needs to lose 20 pounds. Does that make sense? So for that to do, he just has to eat clean and maybe do cardio. I've been there to lose 20 pounds. Just a little bit of stuff. The main thing, the 80% main stuff is enough. What's the 80% main stuff for the maps ranking? If you're in the low-hanging to medium-hanging niche, on page, title tag, H1, we covered that, keyword there. Citations, few of those, few PBNs, we covered that. Fill out your Google business profile. I will go into that in detail. And then ongoing reviews. This is enough. Okay. Yang said, I thought rank and rent site has to be WordPress for on page. No, you could have anything. You could be WordPress, you could have Go High Level. WordPress is the most often used one. There's Go High Level, there's Weebly, there's Wix. Moneydip will probably know a lot more. He's more technical than I am. There's so many. Mekanon may know. You know what I'm saying. Yvonne says, do you also check the GMB categories? Yes. Yes. Good point. Okay. So Yvonne says, hey, this is a simple thing, right? If I do tree service, tree removal, okay, the category is the same, tree service, tree service, tree service, right? In the low-hanging niche is really one category. But let's say I want to go for injury lawyer in Toledo, Ohio. Let's look at that. There's personal injury lawyer, personal injury lawyer, personal injury attorney. But if I go further, I'm pretty sure there are other guys who are all kinds of other attorneys. Okay, there's a lot of this personal injury. Okay, look at that, law firm, attorney. This one guy and this other guy, if they want to rank for personal injury lawyer Toledo, one of the things they should have done is put the main category as personal injury attorney. Do you see that? Same with if I go for dentist, okay, maybe I go for pediatric dentist. Let's go for a big city like Chicago. Okay, pediatric dentist, these guys come up, but I'm pretty sure there's, look at this, dental clinic, right? This guy's got pediatric already in the keyword. He's got a decent number of links. If nothing else, he just changes this to pediatric dentist, he would rank higher, easily, maybe even in the top 3, at least nearby. Does that make sense? So picking the category is important, okay? But what I want to understand is for 80% of us, including me, right? We are going after the low and medium niches, right? Low-hanging fruits. Take care of the on-page, keyword research, the off-page, the citations I told you. Fill out the Google business profile. What do you need to fill out? Let's take an example. Fill out the pictures, right? Let's go back to our tree service, tree removal, right? Look at the top ones and see how many pictures, images he has, 38. How much does this guy have? 138. How much does this guy have? 36. See if you can put at least more than 36 because the average of the top 2 is 36. Does that make sense? Put as many images as you can. Build it out. Make sure your name, address, phone number is all beautifully over here. Okay? And then get reviews going. Not rocket science. That's all you need to do. You will be just outranking. Okay? Remember I told you to watch the YouTube video yesterday? Greg Rosenfield, he literally talks about, he just does the website, GMB and reviews. He mentioned that. Okay. And he's making 20K a month. He's in a pretty low hanging niche, but a high ticket niche. Every job he sends to his client, the guy can make 10K, 20K. Now, if you're going after bigger competitive keywords like the personal injury lawyers, the rehab, the business loan niche, the dentist maybe, stuff like that, okay? Then there's a lot more you need to do. I give my analogy, okay? I kind of give it to, hey man, now you're not going from flabby to just okay. You're going from this to as if you're competing for Mr. Olympia. You need to showcase and flex each freaking muscle and tendon and fiber and go to 3% body fat. Does that make sense? Okay. So then what do you need to do? You need to do a lot more exercise. You need to track your workouts, track every micro, macro, carbs, whatever. You get the idea. That means then we got to do a lot more of this. Take a screenshot of this, guys. On page, you want to make sure you got the keywords in the title tag, variations of the keywords in the H1, H2, H3 headers, name, address, phone number in the footer. Make sure there's no keyword cannibalization. You can put map embeds, map embed with directions. You can do images. I will go a little bit into detail today, right? Literally do as much as you can. Do you need to do this for a low-hanging fruit? No. But think about it, right? If your website and GBP are ripped and fit like this, and if your competition is like this guy, so no brainer you're knocking him out. But you don't have to spend all the time to do all of this work and then all this off-page works, and then all the GMB, geotag the images, build the G site, the free Google site is no more now, right? Fill out the categories, there's primary and secondary categories, embed the GMB page, okay? The GMB, you can embed it in different websites. Schema, right? I don't want to go into details. Do videos and video, you get the idea, okay? What happens, most of these SEO gurus, I'll tell you from experience, they come and say, hey, I ranked my guy, my GBP in the map pack, and the secret is this. And they say one secret. They think it's the secret because they think that they are like this guy. He was fat, and he thinks if he just does one sit-up alone, that gets him the six-pack. But most likely he also ate clean or did something else. But this is where he worked hard, and so he thinks this is the one technique. Am I making sense?
No.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Okay. Literally, this is one of our clients. He came to us in June. 15 leads we tracked. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if it'll go away if I expand it. July, we almost doubled his leads, 28 leads. August, 45 leads. September, about 60 leads. In December, he gave us a testimony. He literally wrote it and gave it to us. That thanks to us, in 6 months, he doubled his revenue. And he's a 7-figure moving company. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's go into a little bit more into detail, guys, right? Let me bring, okay, so you guys understand the fit guy versus the fat guy, right? Low hanging versus the high competitive. Okay, most of us are over here, so not to worry. But here is what I want to go a little bit more in detail. So I don't want to just give you an overview, all right? Here is an example of one of our clients. They were average 4 in the map pack. So what does that mean? Just so you understand. That means, okay, if I do a search for tree service Toledo, they were 4 average. They were not in the top 3. You had to click here, and then this is 1, 2, 3. They were 4. And just because they were 1 below the top 3, they were not shown over here. Nobody who's searching for anything is going to click on more businesses and go and click somebody on the bottom. They're just going to click somebody here. Does that make sense? And
Yes.
literally in a month, we took him from 4 to 1. 1.9 is like 2. So somewhere in the top. Does that make sense? This was an easy fill. Most people will be like this. We have guys who have 5 point something, and then literally in a month, we take him to 2, not just for one keyword, a lot more keyword, then 1. You see that? Okay, all of that stuff. So I'm going to go into details of what we did. Here is all we did. You can take a screenshot, write it down, watch the recording later on, however you want to do it. Okay, you want to do first on-page optimization. I'll go into this in details. Then off-page optimization, and then GMB optimization. Please follow this process. Yeah, can you do GMB before you do this? Yeah, but follow the process. It'll probably make a lot more sense. Okay, so let's go over this one by one. On-page optimization, we covered it pretty much. Do your keyword research right, as I showed you. Competition analysis, Google Keyword Planner, scoop up all these LSI keywords, all of that. Build out your website, which page is ranking for which keywords. Make sure your keyword is the URL and title if you can, right? If it's a rank and run site, you can literally create this with the URL, keyword in the URL. If it's a client site, he already has a URL, then you have to put the title tag in the keyword in the title tag. Does that make sense? secondary and long tail H1 and H2 in the H1, H2. Interlinking, I showed you that, outbound links. Page load speed, we did not cover that. It is simple. Let me show you what it is, right? So let's say this, let's pick a guy who's ranking on the bottom. Okay, let's just go this guy. Okay, what's his website? Lake Erie Tree Service. I just take him and I would go here and then say page load speed. Okay, and then I would come here. There's so many over here. Take the first one, doesn't matter. Put it over here, and it'll give you for free. It'll show us on mobile and then on desktop how fast is the web page loading, is the website loading. That is a ranking factor. If you've done a lot of everything else, but your website is taking such a long time to load, the reason being mostly it takes a long time to load because the images are too big and things like that. Like look at this guy. He's not, you see this? He's so bad loading on mobile, right? SEO is okay, but a lot of things. And on the bottom, it tells us why. It gives you all of this stuff. You don't have to be technical. Literally go find somebody in Fiverr, or any web developer can go and fix these. Okay, I don't know all of it. Mostly what it is, it takes a lot of time to, you got some bigger files and plugins like images that's taking a long time to load. So if you can go from this to green, that's awesome. Let's look at desktop. Look, he's at least green for one, but a lot of other things are red. So that's what I meant by page load speed. Take a look at all of that. Okay, name, address, phone number in the footer. Lots of content. Google does not like thin content. So build out your website. We talk about that. Service pages, suburbs, blogs. We know almost everything here. One thing maybe we don't know is geotagged images. What is geotag? Again, it's just basically putting your location IP address in the image before uploading it to the GMB or the phone. You can literally go and say geotag images, right? And Google will give you so many tools for free. Or you can say Google geotag images meaning. Okay, and Google is going to tell you. It's just putting your geo IP, right? Your latitude, longitude. I'm going a little bit fast. If you have any questions, put it in the chat. Okay, do all this. Then off page, we talked about it. As many citations and social profiles. If you can, when you create your social profile and citation, if you can put the keyword in the URL. So if you're creating a facebook.com page for your, let's say you have a lawyer in Orlando. Let's say the lawyer's name is Thomas and Sons. That's how they keep the name, right? Thomas and Sons LLC. Or they may say, let me take all this off. They may say Thomas. Look, let me show you, right? If I just do a personal injury lawyer in Orlando, right? You ever seen lawyers' names, guys? Like this Kaufman and Lind is always two different names, right? At least these guys, most of these guys are one, okay? This and that. Pias. Look at this guy's name. Okay, you know why they have Pias, injury lawyer? Most likely the father and two sons, they're all Pias. If you ask me, they're gonna just keep it Pias, one name, right? How the receptionist working for this, right? The receptionist in this company, every time the phone rings, how do you think she's going to answer the phone call? Does she say, Pias law firm, can I help you? Or does she say, Pias? Like, it's like a poor lady, right? So anyway, you get the idea, okay? If you, instead of creating facebook.com/Pias, instead of that, you can put it facebook.com/ and put your keyword you want to rank for. That's going to help you. The images you geotag, add them to citations and social profiles. Unstructured citations. Okay, here is something we'll go into. Okay, let me take a notepad. Give me a 1 if you don't know what an unstructured citation is. Give me a 2 if you know. So 1 if you don't know what it is. Manadip says 2. Okay, Manadip is technical. Awesome, love it. So citation is, what do we talk about? Yelp.com, yellowpages.com, the normal directory citations, right? Where you're putting your name, address, phone number, right? And then linking to the website, right? These are called structured citations, another term for that. Okay, because there's a structure to it. Okay, that's about it. This Yelp and Yellow Pages and BBB and Manta and all of those, right? Unstructured citation is basically any place. Unstructured citations. It could be any web page where you're putting the name, address, phone number, and then linking. It becomes a citation for you. It is citing CITNG or mentioning your name, address, phone number, and URL of your site and linking to your site. That's it. So the way I use it is I do citations. I put a couple of PBNs and there I put this name, address, phone number and link to it. And in that PBN also you can geotag images. You can put the name, address, phone number, you link to it. That becomes an unstructured citation. That's all. I hope it makes some sense. Okay. Then follow the PBN linking I covered in one of the last calls, I guess. Then lastly, the GMB optimization. Try to get a keyword in the GMB if it's rank and rent. So if it's a rank and rent, okay, what do you are putting up the own GMB. If you're ranking for John's tree service and you're ranking for tree service Toledo, see if you can get the GMB name that says John's Tree Service of Toledo, or at least John's Tree Service. That's going to help you. Now, if it's a client site and the GMB name is John and Sons, you can't do much. You can't change the name, right? That's what I mean. Try to get the GMB keyword in the GMB. Fill out the GMBs fully. There's a primary category, secondary category, description, all of that. Any and every fields in the GMB, you can literally go, okay, what are the fields in a GVP? Google's going to give it to you. Okay, Moz. Okay, fill everything out. Business title, address, categories, everything. Okay, just going through one by one. Does that make sense? Everything is there. Just fill it out as much as you can is what I'm saying. Again, remember the geotagged images. This really helps because every image has the geographic IP, latitude, longitude inside there. As simple as that. Okay. This is also the same thing. EXIF data is the same similar thing. Don't worry about it. You can Google it. Okay. Let's just say EXIF data. EXIF data. Okay. What is EXIF data? What is EXIF data? Storing metadata in digital images. So as an example, let me see if I can take an image. Give me a second. Let me see if I can take an image. Okay, let me do this. Give me a second, guys. Okay, I'm going to show you one thing. Okay, hold on. I have to go. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. I want to make this as easy as possible for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to share this now. Sorry, guys. I got to move this here. Then give me one more second. I don't even know if I'm sharing my screen or not, but give me 1 second. I'm going to make it easier for you guys. Okay. So now let me share my screen. It's going to make sense to you guys. Okay. So one of the things is I just created a new folder and I put a picture image. This is the image. It's just a picture of one of my tree guys. Okay. I just saved it as JT1, right? If I go right click and show more options and look at properties, am I sharing my screen? Yep. right? I can go here and see details, and in the title, I can put stuff. Okay. I think it has to be, this is a different, it has to be just JPEG file. If it's JPEG, it's a lot easier. Okay. I chose a different, I probably chose a wrong picture, but you get the idea. JPEG, yeah, mine is JPEG. Yeah. If you get a JPEG image, then if you go right click, go show more options and properties, you go to details, you can put the title, you can put your keyword, tree service Toledo, rated fully. In the tags, you can put tree service, tree removal, Toledo. In the comments, you can put the name, address, phone number, all of that. Does that make sense? Then when you geotag it, the IP, the EXIF data, all of that comes over here. There's IP things, all of that comes over here. Then you click apply and then you save. So that's what it means. Where were we? Okay, so that's what, again, you don't have to do all of this, but this is for like if you get a personal injury lawyer in like a very, very competitive keyword. You can do press release. What is a press release? Okay. What is a press release? Let's go here. Okay. Press release. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. There are businesses like Newswire and PR.com and all that will write an article about your website and publish it to so many what I call newspaper websites. Okay. I think the easier one would be, let's see, Newswire. It's just a PR strategy. Okay. It'll distribute you to thousands of these different companies. Will all of them get indexed? Yes. May not be. Most likely no. But you get the idea. Okay. So again, I'm going into a lot in detail. You don't need to do everything. Okay. Google News articles, all of any sites you can do, you can put information, put it in. Then reviews is so important. This is huge. Even more so now. If you do nothing else or very minimal, but you do this one thing, and as you get the reviews, if you can get them with the keyword in that, keyword being free service Toledo, right? Or when you reply to the review, okay, when the business owner replies, it'll be great. And then you can even link to the review. So as an example, if I go here, tree service, these are a little bit advanced, right? If I go over here, okay, and I get some of his reviews, right? Let's go to his reviews, okay? This is his reviews. I can click on this. Where's the reviews? Where do I click on it to get the, let me go here. Hold on a second. Let's go here. Go to this guy, maybe. Go to reviews. Okay. Click on this guy. Oh, no, sorry. Over here. Click on this here. Share button. This is the review. I copied the link to the specific review. If I put it, it opens up directly to the review. Okay, opens up directly to the review. Does that make sense? This link, which is basically shortened over here, you can send a PBN link to it. It will help, right? These are just advanced stuff that you can do, you don't have to do.